Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and I have another project to share with you today. This is using Country Craft Creations Winter Wonders collection, which I had in my stash, and it is still available, and I will link it in the description box below, but it is so pretty. A very pretty collection, so just wanted to share with you guys just this cute little folio album, and it is made out of cardstock. So this is a no chipboard. I did do a sneak peek of it, I don't remember, last week. I made it last week ago. But it is just a cardstock folio album, and it measures 5.5 by 7. And it has a 1-inch spine. So I used Carta. I don't know if I have a scrap of it. Let me see. Oh, yes. Carta Shimmer Blue. It's so pretty. It has a shimmer to it, and I did get this from Country Craft Creations as well. It's a shimmer blue, so I have that going throughout the folio, as well as, I feel like you guys cannot see all of it, a gold glitter paper, mostly like on the cover and inside the cover, and then maybe a couple pages inside. But I do have, just a little shimmer, a little glitter. Had to do a little sparkle as we go into, well, we've been in winter basically, but the true winter months. And I showed, I don't know why my thing keeps darkening. Sorry, hold on. Ooh, that's too bright. Oh, I don't know what my camera is doing lately. It's just being weird, doing its own thing. So, this is driving me crazy. But anyways, I made these flowers from a die that I had in my stash. I showed you guys a sneak peek. It was the Heartfelt Creations. Which one was it? Like small something. Does that help you? Oh my gosh. I can't find it. I just had it in my hand. Yeah, I don't know which one it was. But I will have it linked below in the description box as well. And oh, this is driving me crazy. I feel like the last 2 videos have been so janky with bad lighting. I don't know what it's doing. It's like darkening on me. Stop that. Stab it, stab it, stab it. Oh, okay, whatever. I also use the Heartfelt Creations Holiday Star die. And these leaves I just had in my stash, a die that I had, but I already had them punched out. And I did some gold leafing. I fussy cut the banner out and matted it on gold cardstock. Just added a few of these little kind of foggy crystals. Here is the spine. And then the back looks like this. And we are going to do a quick tutorial. Well, I say quick all the time, and you guys know it's never quick. So we will do a long tutorial after this walkthrough. So I do have a ribbon tie closure, and I did count, and I want to say, I think there was about 20 photos can fit in here, and I'm talking all, usually, like the large photos. But if you do the Insta photos, smaller 3x4s, you can pretty much double that number. So we have a great moment here for a photo. This is fussy cut out of the die sheet. And then, this is so cute. Oh my gosh. So there is magnetic closures on here, and it opens up. You got the snowbank, the shimmer paper here. Then this pulls out. And it's just blank on the back side of these. And the pages are exactly the same as far as the setup. There's 2 pages in here. And then it opens like that. Again, another flower. And you have this exactly the same. Nothing on the back. and just this check print here, and then it opens up like so. And then again, this was the inspiration making these flowers. I talked about it in my last flower making video. This image was the inspiration. And then it opens up to this cute little, look at this Versace Prada. It's so cute. Try to get this side in. So you could cover that up, or you could just leave it because it's adorable, but a great spot for a photo here. And then I have just a little booklet, and this is blank on the inside. So a little booklet here to go in the pocket. You can add more to the pocket if you want to. So it just flips back over like so. And then we will put our little flaps back in. So a quick project. I have been doing a lot of quicker projects just to knock out some collections. Plus, they're just nice to have some quicker project options on hand. And that just goes back in there like that. And there you go. So again, just, 5.5 by 7, 1 inch spine. You could still do chipboard if you want to. And if you do, you would do 2 pieces of chipboard that are 5.5 by 7, and then 1 inch by 5.5 for the spine, and do your regular wrapping techniques for that. So I know there's, people out there that prefer always to have chipboard. It's just sometimes it's okay to not. And the way I made this, it does reinforce, the edges are very, secure. So, there shouldn't be, where it's getting bent a lot or something like that. It's still somewhat protected. And then I did, which I showed, I think, in my sneak peek, that I did go through and just put the snow on the sides. I inked the edges with a distress ink. I did some Wink of Stella throughout the collection, but it's so pretty. So for this project, I mostly focused on the blues and golds versus the pinks. I do want to do something with kind of the pink tone papers. But let's just get started with the tutorial. And hopefully I get through this okay, because I did this a while ago. And like I said, I don't know if I remember exactly all the steps. But let me get everything ready to go. Have our ruler, our scissors. So what you are going to need for the main base, grab it here. Okay, hold on. Where is it all at? I'm going to see a piece. There we go. Okay, so the cover is in 3 pieces. So you need a piece that is 7.5 by 12. And then we're going to come through, score at 1 inch, and then at 8 along the 12 side. Then we're going to turn it. Of course, I have the hiccups. And score at 1 and 6.5. Okay, so I put, this is like the middle piece, and you'll see once we put these all together. This lighting is so weird. Then the next piece is 7.5 by 9, and we are going to score 1 inch and at 8, or just 1 inch all the way around. So 1 inch, oops, I can't see, or 6.5, or again, just 1 inch all the way around. And this is going to be our left part of the cover. So you can see it start to form like so. And then we are going to do, our last piece is 5.5 by 7.5, and we're going to score at a 1/2 inch and then score at 6.5. So now we're going to come in. Let me try to raise up the camera a little bit. If feel like, I don't know, I feel like you guys can't see everything. Okay, that's a little better. Okay. Alright, so let's just start with the left side first. So what we are going to do is come in and miter these corners here. I gotta do it this way. So just cut through that intersection, cutting through intersection, basically at those 2 points. And then for over here, we're gonna cut out like a little pie piece. Like so. I can hear my dog standing at my door, wanting to know what I'm doing and where I'm at. Okay, and just miter that a little bit. So that's our first piece. And we can come in and fold on all these. Give it a good burnish. And then you don't have to do this method that I've been doing. I've just been testing it out to really make sure if I'm doing a cardstock album that it's very sturdy and durable. But you don't have to do this. You could just have your piece be, you know, the 5.5 inches high versus, what are we at, 7.5. Okay, so now let's fold this on this crease here. Nice good crease. Fold these over. And we might have to trim these a little bit once we get the other piece attached. Because we just want to make sure nothing impedes on the actual score line. So I could already see, I don't know if you guys can see how close this is to the score line. That will drive me crazy once we get going. So I'm just going to come in, take a little bit more off of that. That will be a better fold, and probably let's do this one too. You don't, you know, even need these because you're gonna have double layer anyways, but again, I've just been trying to do something a little different. Okay, so let's get these down. And you can use your wet adhesive. I do have score tape on some of the things just to go a little bit faster for the tutorial purpose. Just need my glue to start. Okay. Here we go. Just get these all glued down. Like so. I have been crafting away. I mean, you guys, when I say I have like 10 projects going, I literally... At least I'm doing some videos, so I'm able to start finishing off some of them. But I'm gonna have to stop and clean and go back to work, and yeah, I don't want to. But here's where we're at. So we have this so far. This is the front of our little folio album. And let's get our little middle section here. So we're going to cut this little square off and cut this square off, and otherwise miter corners, but I'm just going to angle this one. but this one's straight, but on the inside, which means to the right of the score line. Like that. Now this one's to the left of the score line, so the left of the bump there. Just so it'll fit nicely, because we're going to glue that. That's going to be our spine. We're going to glue that to the other one. Okay. Now let's give this a little pie piece. Oops, that did not go all the way. And you don't have to miter this one. I haven't been, just because I didn't want my paper to get stuck on the mitered corner when I do my decorative paper. Okay, so now we are going to fold. So first, these three, or I shouldn't say these two, they're going to fold in. So let's just start folding, fold. I'm going to give these two a burnish. I really hope I will be able to, maybe springtime, I'll be able to get my room moved around. Okay, so this one just fold over. We're not gluing it down though. Do not glue that down. Just folding it over, giving it a good crease. Same with this one. We're going to fold over. I'm twisting it all over the place, but just fold that over as well. And you'll see why. Okay, now these little wings, flip them the other way. This is our pocket. You guys know I try to stretch like an entire piece of cardstock into the project without doing a whole bunch of cuts, if I can. So this is a pocket. So right now, let's get these two stuck down. Can't wait to start doing some Valentine's projects, but I also have some baby projects I need to do. I have some gifts that I need to get going. Okay. And let me just tip. If you glue this down and there's still like a little piece that kind of bumps into this, put it back in your score line or your scoreboard, line it up, and really give it a good score where you think it might be bending, which this one, it feels fine, but let's just do it. I feel like it's a little bit over, just so you could see what I'm talking about. So I'm just getting it into a groove, and now I'm just giving it a really good burnish. So if there is something up there, it's now worked a little bit. Let me cut this little. Ooh, I just cut way too deep on that one. Okay, let me just make sure. Hold please. Boop boop. There we go. That's off now. Okay, so we have our middle. Let's stick that down. So as you can see, it's going to go like this. And what you have to make sure is that it does not impede on this hinge here. That's most important. We don't want that. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back of this here. And I'm not going to go all the way down to this next score line, just in case this is a little bit bigger. I don't want it to have glue seeping out the back. Okay, so coming in And we are going to just kind of gauge it on there before we press it down. Let's just make sure we are even. Yes, we are. So I'm giving that a good little press. So that just kind of reinforces the spine, like so. And then we will come in and just glue these little tabs. That's why we trimmed a little bit lower than the score line, was so that we could just fold these over. And again, like I said, you don't have to have these, but it just, you know, it just adds a little bit of extra strength to the folio. Like so. Okay, we're almost there, at least with the main part. Okay, so now come in with your 5.5 by 7.5, and I'm just going to miter these corners on all sides. Did I just do that wrong? I think I did. Now I don't remember what I did. We will find out, because it's not a Tiffany video unless she has done something incorrectly. Just saying. Okay, we've got a good little burnish. And then I just want to make sure, do I have this going the right way? Yes, okay. So both of them fold in like so. And this is our little kind of tri-fold little flap. So now glue this one down. Like so, and that's just our little reinforcement. We don't have the reinforcement all the way around, but this is the inside of the book, so we're fine. Now this little guy is just going to tuck into our pocket. So this is our pocket. Just want you guys to see what I'm doing. So I am coming in, trying to make sure you guys can see. Hopefully it is better with glue on this one to make sure. Okay, just trying to make sure we're even. Okay, so I'm just tucking that in. I'm gonna hold it. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so now that is attached to our little pocket, and now we're gonna attach the wings. If you guys could be inside my head right now. When I said wings, I went to, I believe I can fly. I don't know where it came from, but it's kind of scary inside my head. It goes down all kinds of places. Very strange reasons. Just giving it a weird burnish. Don't know why I'm doing it like that. But just make sure it's really good. And we have our main cover is done, so it's all upside down, so that's driving me crazy, even though we're not going to see it. Okay, so now let's do the 2 pages. So we will take the 2. This blue is really drives me crazy. I don't like it. I don't like the blue matte. Okay, so we're going to take the 2 pages that are 6 5/8 by 10.5. I don't even know if, did I say? I don't think we even talked about this. See? There we go. Okay, let me get my scoreboard. I think we just did the cover. I'm going to have to clean my tools before the new year. Not before, because the new year's already started, but as we get into this new year, I need to have clean tools, clean desk, etc., etc. Okay, so 2 pieces. These are the pages. 6 5/8 by 10.5. and we're going to score at, this one's right here, so I'll turn it this way so you guys can see what it's saying. Huh? That's not right either. What did I do? Oh, I did it like this. Oh my gosh. Okay, score at 5 inches and at 10 on the 10.5 side. And then we are going to turn it. You can do it this way or you can do it this way, whichever. So let me just do it this way for those who don't like to be this close to the edge. So turn it and score at 6 inches and 6 1/4. Or if you want it right here, it would be 3/8 of an inch and 5/8 of an inch. So that is what I have written down. If you want to take a picture, so you'll need 2 of these. Let me just give you the measurements of the other things before I forget. You need 1 of these. This is the booklet in the back, and it measures 4.5 by 11, and then we're just going to score it at 5.5. And then the page booklets, there, you need 2 of these. So 4.5 by 12 and score at 6, just in the middle. Nice and simple. So let's do the pages. Let me get rid of the scoreboard. Okay, so we are going to come in. We're going to miter this corner, just like so. We're going to come in and miter. What do I want to do? I do not want to miter this one. So I'm going to miter this and straight cut this one, because this is going to be our hinge that goes on the book. Let me just, yeah, that's what we're doing. I had to make sure. Now this one, we want to do a straight cut on the inside, so to the left of our score line. And then we are going to miter this one out. And you don't have to miter it out. You can leave it straight if you want to. I'm just going to give it a little miter. Let's do the same to the other one. And hopefully I'm doing this correctly. So coming in, and we're going to angle this corner, but keep this straight, but on the inside of the score line. Nope. Did I say on the inside? I think I did. It needs to be on the outside, to the right of the score line. Did I say that on this one? I don't know if I said it, but I did it. And then this one is on the inside. And then angle. Boop, boop. And angle. And that is just, I want to make sure you guys can see. So the angle starts at the very first score line, not the second one on here. Now, let's just come in, and we are going to fold all these down, and we'll come in and burnish here in a second. Fold this one that is mitered in. We can fold this one, but it is going to be a hinge. And I like to, on these, just kind of fold it back and forth to really loosen the fibers, because it's going to be, you know, what turns our page. So good little burnish. Let's glue that down. Ooh, let me just make sure I have too much on there. So again, don't know if you guys can see, but see how my angle, I just want to take off a little bit extra of that. Just because it'll bug me. I don't like it hitting the score line. And we're going to glue all this little baby down. Hit the paper while we're doing it. Oh, that was a lot of glue. Trying to think what I have after this still to film. I have 2 banner projects still to film. One of them is the cutest little banner ever. I can't wait to show you guys. I don't know if I might show you that one first. I don't know. We will see. Why did I do that? Don't do that, people. That was silly. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know if I'll be able to lift this up in time, but we'll see. Hold tight. I gotta do surgery. Dr. Tiffany in the house. Okay. You do not want to close that up like that. That was silly. And I'm just going to, just because I don't want things to get stuck on it, just going to get those big chunkies off. Okay, that feels good. Let me just do one thing. Just because I still want to be able to use this one. Oh, goodness gracious. Of course, I just bent it. So, just so nothing gets caught when we go to put stuff in. Okay. Boo-boo. Jeesh. Okay. So, just stay with me, people. Just stay with me. So, this is going to glue down like that. This gets the glue on the outside. Oh my gosh, because I want the full depth of this pocket. Oh, your girl is losing it big time. Let me just make sure. So this is going to fold in. Or it could just be like that. I'm trying to remember how I did this. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But if you want to tuck it, you can tuck it. I'm just going to take this one off. And come in. Okay, so now we have a full pocket. Full pocket? Still full pocket. Okay, let me just make sure I can still get down in there. Yep, all good. Okay, so I was doing so good. And then Tiffany's normal happened. Okay, so. All right. So now we'll do our second one. Fold this down, cut off a little extra because I don't know how to cut. There we go. Tape stuck to my hands. I'm just folding on all creases. This one goes inside. Now burnish. So that will go like that, but let's just kind of give this back and forth. Nice little fold. Okay. So let's do this one correctly. My hand camera, I don't know. And we'll take this one off. I don't don't know, I might have, when I did the original, had the 1/2 inch hinge on this actual side. Doesn't matter though, as long as it still works. Okay, so we have this. Now, I want you to come in and get that little, just kind of that in there. You can go back and forth with it if you want. This is just an extra little gusset so the page turns easier, since it butts up right up against the seam. So I just added a little gusset to that. And I do reinforce mine with extra paper, pattern paper, just to make sure it still stays sturdy. Or you can use a thicker cardstock, but this is artisan cardstock, so I think it's like 87 pound weight. So that's better than 65 at least. Okay, now what we are gonna do is glue these two babies together, like so. Yes, we are. So let's just put glue on just the 3/8 of an inch. And again, don't go all the way to the score line. Just right by it. And we're going to come in, go up to the score line. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but it's just important that you don't go. Just want to make sure. Once it goes down, yes, it is straight. So give it a good burnish. See, like, ugh, like I gotta get all that yucky stuff off. Okay, so we have a good burnish. So now let's just make sure our pages going the same direction. Okay, so we are just going to put some glue on the middle portion and then just put it inside our book. You can line it up with your ruler. You can use your scoreboard to kind of mark where you want it to go. So this is a 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch gusset? Yeah, 3/8 of an inch spine or hinge, whatever we call this. So you would just put it in here. I have this lined up. This is 1 inch. So 3/8 of an inch is kind of in between 5 1/4 and 5 3/8, and then the next line is in between, because I'm not saying the 16ths, in between the 5 5/8 and 5 3/4. So you could do it like that, or you could just be like Tiff and eyeball the sucker. And you have to center, because I did make the pages a little bit smaller than the actual cover. And again, I try not to put glue on the edges like I did just there. So I'm going to wipe that off because I do not want that seeping over. Okay. So just for me, I just kind of eyeball the center, looking at top and bottom. And before I press down, just want to make sure. Oops, it popped up, of course. I didn't want it to pop up that much. So I think it's pretty good. Yeah, looks good. So I'm doing this, but now you're going to want like decorative paper to go underneath. And I'll be able to pull this up, no problem. But right here, like inside this one, you want to have, you know, your decorative paper down already before you put this floating hinge on. Okay, and then you really just come in and add, let's get this out of here. Add our little flaps. And burnish both of these. And I did a little corner punch on just one side, because I do like when I put things in the pockets that they have a rounded corner. I've done square. It's not like I never do it, but I try not to, because going in and out, it kind of does a little dog-ear on the corners. So if it's rounded, it's better. Again, this is another just hot mess tutorial happening here. I can feel it catching on the little corner down there. Ah, must be a little bit of glue. Hold, please. I can see the glue just right there. That's why it's better to do the score tape on that part. But we'll get it out. Maybe. Okay, so that one's in, not in straight. And I think this was stuck on the same corner. It's where the two met. Okay, I think I just got it. Little piece of a little bit of glue. Oops. I'm pretty sure I put the 1/2 inch on the other side. Hold on. Let me just, I cannot see in there. Yes. Okay, now I can see where it is. I don't want to rip it. Little boop. I cannot tell what I'm doing. Nope, it's still stuck. So imagine that it's not stuck. Imagine that Tiffany has editing and they're not stuck in this corner for some reason, just this corner. I don't know why. I'm trying hard to get in there. It's just these two corners. I don't know what it is, but I will get those fixed. You will see, because you guys know I will use this in something else. And then take your little booklet. I think I rounded both corners on this one. I need to get my light in there so I can actually see where the thing is. And then this just tucks in like so. And that is our cute little cardstock folio album. And again, I just love this paper collection. It's so pretty. Love it, love it, love it. But I probably love it because I can add a little bling to it. You know. So, there you guys go. Let me know what you think besides the boo-boos. If you are subscribed, you're used to them by now. And you know to watch my videos first before you start doing things. So you can learn what not to do. That's what my videos are about, of what not to actually do. So there you guys go. Again, this is just a quick little folio. I will probably do a Valentine's version in this one, just so you can see how different it can look just with different paper. But if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you do and you hit that bell so that you can get notifications when I post any projects or hauls. And stay tuned because there's going to be more videos coming. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.